welcome back to another fantastic episode of Game. If you haven't already, be sure to check us out on Twitter at Game Show Chat. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can also follow us on Facebook. And in regards to any thoughts or questions like that, by all means, email us at gameshowchat@gmail.com. So today we're going to talk about whatever happened to the hardcore anime. I got my main man, the great Tadakuchi, and then here we have GQ, and I am Mega Sean. So, fellas, game on.
You know what happened to anime? It died. No, it's not really. Anime nowadays, it was going mainstream. And when they have to put stuff on television over here, they have to cut out all the blood and all the nudity and all the other stuff that made us like anime back when we were younger. Like the old school stuff like Fist of the North Star. And I tell you, when I first saw Fist of the North Star, I was hooked. Punch a guy in the head, his head explodes, done. Because of violence and stuff into it. And things like, Wicked City, my favorite, Project A-ko, which that one is not so much hardcore. It was just fun and enjoyable for me at least. And it was kind of crazy too.
What about you, GQ?
Well, okay. I'm with him. Fist of the North Star was definitely the one that kind of was like, whoa, this is different. This is different than anything that's ever been on. Uncle Phil was the voice of one of the characters from Fresh Prince. So, I mean, it's like it was different. It was definitely something that was just eye-opening. But my favorite of all time, as far as the hardcore, let's just get in there, get it done, one and done type of OVA type movie, or OVA, is Ninja Scroll. Ninja Scroll to me was the best one-shot movie that I had seen since Fist of the North Star. Fist of the North Star was kind of that one that you always pulled out and was, hey, have you ever seen this? And that's what kind of got a lot of people into anime. But Ninja Scroll became that new Fist of the North Star for me. It was like, no, if I'm gonna show somebody anime, here's Ninja Scroll. See if you can sit through this. If you can sit through this and like it, we cool. We can be friends. We can, whatever. But Ninja Scroll was the one for me.
Yeah, now, what's the OVA?
I'm sorry. OVA stands for Original Animation Video. It's OAV. I'm sorry. Original Animation Video. So that's what they used to call like the one-shot movies, where it wasn't like a series that you had to follow. It's just it's like when you see this, there's going to be a beginning, there's going to be an end. That's end of story. You're not gonna have to watch it, cliffhanger, and catch up with it 175,000 episodes later, like some of the shows. And I think that's part of what's the problem. A lot of anime nowadays wants to become a series. They want to do a Naruto, they want to do a Bleach, and there's nothing wrong with those. Those are interesting. Dragon Ball definitely set the standard for that. With 290 some odd episodes of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and it was Drag On Ball. 5 minutes takes 13 episodes, but that's just what they wanted to do.
I mean, series for the most part can be a bad thing when they just keep going on and on again, but you got a lot of them that end, like Cowboy Bebop, beginning, end, great, all the way through. Yeah. I want stuff like
Cowboy
that.
Cowboy Bebop falls into that good hardcore anime. That was a good show. Trigun. Yeah. One of the great, Western style shows that was done. The only problem I had, I love Vash. Vash was a great character, but they always wanted to throw that little extra bit of over comedy into it with those two girls that were following him around. And yeah, you got to have your laughs or whatnot. But for me, like Hellsing. I liked Hellsing because it was real serious. Yeah. It was straightforward. This guy, he's going to get in there, he's going to kill. Gungrave.
Oh, Gungrave was awesome.
That was another
way
good
better
series.
animated in a video game.
So now, me being, someone who was so far, catching up late, later than you two, because Ninja Scroll was what I was introduced to first.
Okay.
And I guess, like you said, with that same test, either this is too much, but I loved it.
Right.
I wasn't really ever sure how The Rock had AIDS, but what was his name? So I don't want to think of
no, that wasn't The Rock. His name was Tesai.
Yeah,
Tesai. He was like a rock creature in the movie.
Yeah, that had threw me off. But it was Ninja Scroll, and then I believe next was Cowboy Bebop. And these were like life changing, because like you said, it was nothing I had never been used to in regards to, more Americanized cartoons. Also, though, Akira. What did you guys think of Akira?
Well, Akira was, in my opinion, was kind of that one that a lot of people had heard of. If they've heard of anime, Akira was one of the ones that always came up in conversation. For me, I never liked it. It was a very slow-paced, long movie. Very long, very, very slow. Now, here's the thing: if you like that type of story, then fine. Me personally, I like my anime to be action, a little bit of killing here and there, do whatever, great story, and we're done. Akira was Yeah, you better sit there for a couple minutes, go write a dissertation, come back, talk to a couple professors, and you might understand what you just watched.
You want to know one like that is Ghost in the Shell. I remember everybody hyped up Ghost in the Shell. Oh, this is the greatest science fiction, cyberpunk type movie to come out of Japan. Sit down and watch Ghost in the Shell. The beginning was pretty action oriented, and then it stopped, dead stop. And I'm watching this, and it was all cerebral. I got to the end, and I said, what just happened? I rewound the videotape. Yes, they had videotapes back then, kids.
I remember videotapes.
Played it again to try to understand what the heck was going on. Not until I became a little bit older and wiser, I figured out what was going on with it. But those are the type of things that they brought out over here to try to get people into anime. And I can see how some people didn't get into anime, and then they tried again with Dragon Ball Z and say, you know what, just throw it at them. Action, not too cerebral, just boom. And that's what I think.
Now we're probably a little bit older than some of the people that might even be watching this. We're old enough to remember back when they were introducing us to anime, and it wasn't even called anime. Mm-hmm. We were watching Macross, we were watching Voltron on our TV shows, and it was regular cartoon TV shows, and it's like Voltron, that looks really different than G.I. Joe, Transformers, He-Man. What is that? Where did that come from? Why aren't their mouths matching what they're saying? Why do they yell so much? It's like Voltron was just a whole different thing, but little do we know we're watching anime, and we're introduced to it, at a young age, basically.
Yeah, most people did get introduced to anime for a young age and didn't know it was anime, but when you found out what anime was and you got hooked on it, that's all you wanted to watch. 'Cause I remember sitting a whole entire weekend with my cousin watching Neon Genesis Evangelion. That's the stuff that we used to like back then, which had its cerebral, type situations, and it had its action situation. It was extremely violent, and of course, that's what I loved.
Well, I remember even back when we used to do the anime club, back when we were youngsters and kids and all that other sort of thing. We actually even ran, it was like an introduction to Dragon Ball. It was an initiation almost. And it's like, if you wanted to be introduced to Dragon Ball, what do we always pull out? Dragon Ball Z Movie 7. I mean, you pulled out Dragon Ball Z Movie 7, the one where he's fighting that big crazy android, and it had everything you needed to know about Dragon Ball Z in that one 50-minute movie. Yeah. That's all you needed. Everything you needed to know about the series was right there, and it was good to go, and you just go from there.
Well, now in regards to a Ninja Scroll, and then you look at Dragon Ball, they were different in hardcore. But Dragon Ball is still one of the ones that's more widely accepted across the board. Why is that? Why do you think that?
I would say Ninja Scroll has a lot of adult situations in it, big time.
So it was handicapped because they could only watch only certain viewers.
Because Dragon Ball Z in its natural form over in Japan still had a little bit more stuff in it that was not suitable apparently for kids over here, which they cut out of. But
it didn't have STD in it.
No, it didn't have. It didn't have a.
Okay.
It changed the game big time, and even if the stuff that they cut out didn't lose content.
Okay.
If you try to put Ninja Scroll on television, you'll have 4 action scenes and then credits. That'd be basically it.
Yeah, that is about it. A Ninja Scroll, you're not going to get away with. Ninja Scroll is basically it's a hard R-rated movie. It's an old school 1980s Rambo Commando hard R film. Mm-hmm. It's not the R that we have nowadays in movies. That movie is an R. Back in the day, it probably would have got an X if it would have been released in theaters. So I mean, it's one of those things where Ninja Scroll is just it's not kid friendly at all. And I think Dragon Ball has that appeal where it's a kid's show. Like you said, they can cut a few things out here and there, and you're good to go. So it's the hardcore anime. I think, like I said, is kind of a dying breed only because of the fact that they have to appeal to kids in some way to make their money.
They still got some. I remember being introduced to an anime called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure a few years ago, back in like the middle '90s, and that anime was pretty hardcore, as we know.
Okay, well, I apologize, Dr. Coochie, I'm gonna have to cut you off. If you like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and have anything to say to the great Dr. Coochie, hit us up at Gmail at GameShowChat at Gmail, Twitter at GameShowChat, and follow us on Facebook and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Game over.
Is it over? Not to the fist jumps. It's over.